funny, because then I heard that recently your wisdom tooth was giving you some problems. Don't sweat it. Just do what I did. Get the fucker out of there! Ta-da! Yes. I recently got my wisdom tooth removed. I'm gonna have the rest removed because if they're growing improperly, and if they keep growing, they're just gonna get painful, and I'm gonna be the approximately same amount of pain that you're in, except 4 times more. This would actually be the end of the video, except the story of how my wisdom tooth, let's show it again. It's pretty brutal. I cleaned it and everything. Yeah, there was lots of blood and gum everywhere, and yeah, even some, you can see it's not exactly clean, but it's not because I don't brush my teeth. I brush my teeth and I have a clean mouth, except my wisdom teeth are just really bad. It's not my fault, it's his fault. Don't look at me, it's his fault! Anyway, how I got my wisdom tooth removed. So, I was at the dentist, right, with my mom. She brought me there by car, and we're sitting in the waiting room, right, and so next thing you know, I'm in the, inside, and I'm sitting on the fancy chair thingy where the doctor works, and so basically I lie there, and he's like doing his thing, diagnosis on the computer thing, then he turns around, he's like, okay, he takes out this needle. Do know that I actually hate needles. Whenever I see like a junkie fix himself on TV or something, I cannot watch that, and I don't have a problem with blood or cutting or eating or biting. Yeah, anyway, but needles freak me out. My other regular dentist, he's really good with the needle. He has this big syringe he puts in my mouth really gently. This guy, he's just like, it felt like a fist was shoved into my face, like, we're gonna put this needle into you. Yeah, so basically I'm lying there waiting for the anesthetic to work for me to get numb. He's doing his thing on the computer, right, and he turns around after a few minutes. He's like, so working it? And I'm like, nope, it's still the same. So we wait a few more minutes, and then he's like, oh, so it's working out? I'm like, oh. He's like, oh, I see. And then he takes out another needle and he puts it in my face again. Luckily, this time around, I didn't feel anything. Well, after a few minutes, he turns around again, it's working in. And I'm like, no, I can still feel both of my lips. You can't not start operating on me. He's like, well, we're going to start operating on him. Well, he didn't actually say anything at all, ever. He was like quiet the whole time. Yeah. So he puts this operating thing over my chest. I'm lying like this, right? And he puts except it's more horizontal, and he puts this operating thing over my chest. I'm like, okay, here we go, let's do this. I'm ready to get my tooth pulled out. He even gave me a choice of which tooth, left tooth or right tooth, and I chose the right one. It was the right decision. Anyway, the machine started going out, everything's going beep, 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 whatever, I don't know, I was freaking out. So he puts this alcoholic thing over my mouth, and it stings the whole time when I breathe in, which is a really bad step. He could have told me because I was really freaking out. And then the 4th most scariest thing in my life ever happened. He puts this thing over my eyes, like, wait, I got some clothes over here. Here's a shirt, puts it over my eyes like this, right? And I can't see anything, well, except for this little hole, and then he ties some stuff around my head. I thought that maybe there was a mistake. He was going to do some different procedure. It was so scary. I had no idea what was going on. Then I just closed my eyes and started doing something. I don't know what he was doing. I heard strange noises. There were lights. There were sounds. Something happened. I don't know what happened. I just did not open. Then I heard cling, and I was like, oh my god, he took my tooth out. That was brutal. And before I knew it, it was over. A lot more stuff happened, but that's not important. He's like, okay, Mark, here's your tooth. I'm like, thank you. I actually still have stitches in my mouth. I'm like stitched up inside. This place was somewhere weird, and I was at the bus stop, and I'm going home, right? So I fall asleep on the bus because it's like during the day it's like a half an hour ride to home with the bus. So I'm just I'm just gonna take a nap on the bus. I always sleep on the bus, so I'm like. And then I wake up and I go to the store, and then finally I'm home, so I'm like, okay, I want to see what this thing looks like. So I open up my mouth, and my lip is chewed beyond recognition. I'm like, oh my god, I should not have fallen asleep on the bus because it just looked horrible. And oh my god. And this is all gonna hurt when the numbness thing wears off. Oh my. And then I take some photographs and I'm looking inside and I'm like, wait a second, that's not my mouth. And I reach in, and I pull out a piece of God. A piece of bloody God. He left God in my mouth without telling me. I could have swallowed that thing while I was sleeping on the bus. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. He left a piece of God in my mouth. That's it.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin.
Doctor left God in my mouth. Oh, doctor left God in my mouth.
Doctor, why'd you leave God in my mouth, you son of a bitch? God's in my mouth, God's in my mouth, God's in my... Doctor left God's in my mouth. Left God's in my mouth, left God's in my mouth. I don't know why he left God's in my mouth. I could have died because of the God's in my mouth.